Welcome to Legal English in Use and in Use. In the second episode, we continue working on the judgment on the case of the European Court of Human Rights of Ter Sargsyan versus Armenia. At the end of the second episode, you will learn about the operation of the European Court of Human Rights. Check your pronunciation. Secure, in lieu of. Reliability. Unduly. Apply. Attendance.
Secure, in lieu of. Reliability. Unduly. Apply. Attendance.
Repeat after the teacher. Secure, in lieu of. Reliability. Unduly. Apply. Attendance.
Secure, in lieu of. Reliability. Unduly. Apply. Attendance.
Repeat and remember the translation. Secure,
Гарантувати, забезпечити.
in lieu of.
Замість.
Reliability.
Достовірність.
Unduly.
Незаконно.
Apply.
Застосовувати.
Attendance.
Явка. Secure.
Гарантувати, забезпечити.
In lieu of.
Замість.
Reliability.
Достовірність.
Unduly.
Незаконно.
Apply.
Застосовувати.
Attendance.
Явка. Give your translation of the words. Secure,
Гарантувати, забезпечити.
in lieu of.
Замість.
Reliability.
Достовірність.
Unduly.
Незаконно.
Apply.
Застосовувати.
Attendance.
Явка. Secure.
Гарантувати.
In lieu of.
Замість.
Reliability.
Достовірність.
Unduly.
Незаконно.
Apply.
Застосовувати.
Attendance.
Явка. Give your English translation of the words. Гарантувати.
Secure.
Замість.
In lieu of.
Достовірність.
Reliability.
Незаконно.
Unduly.
Застосовувати.
Apply.
Явка.
Attendance. Try again. Гарантувати, забезпечити.
Secure.
Замість.
In lieu of.
Достовірність.
Reliability.
Незаконно.
Unduly.
Застосовувати.
Apply.
Явка.
Attendance. You will have 30 seconds to recall and write the list of words you have learned.
Secure, in lieu of, reliability, unduly, apply, attendance.
How many words have you recalled? Define the words and write the definitions in your notebook. Secure, reliability, unduly, apply, attendance. Here is a model for you. In lieu of, instead of. Read the judgment on the case of Ter versus Armenia to give the examples of the words listed below. Write the examples in your notebook. Secure, in lieu of, reliability, unduly, apply, attendance. Fill in the gaps in the sentences using the words from the list and write the answers in your notebook. Secure, in lieu of, reliability, unduly, applied, attendance. Categorize the highlighted words by the parts of speech. Produce as many parts of speech as possible from the given words. Here is a model for you. The court should first examine the preliminary question of whether there was a good reason for admitting the evidence of an absent witness, keeping in mind that witnesses should, as a general rule, give evidence during the trial and that all reasonable efforts should be made to secure their attendance. The highlighted word is secure, which is a verb. As an adjective, it has such forms as secure, insecure. As a noun, security, insecurity. As an adverb, securely, insecurely.
The Grand Chamber clarified the principles to be applied when a witness does not attend a public trial. The highlighted word is applied. Typical reasons for non-attendance are the death of the witness or the fear of retaliation. The highlighted word is attendance. In particular, he should be able to test the truthfulness and reliability of the evidence given by the witnesses by having them orally examined in his presence, either at the time the witness was making the statement or at some later stage of the proceedings. The highlighted word is reliability. According to the sole or decisive rule, if the conviction of a defendant is solely or mainly based on evidence provided by witnesses whom the accused is unable to question at any stage of the proceedings, his defense rights are unduly restricted. The highlighted word is unduly.
Develop your own sentences with the words from the list and write them in your notebook. Secure, in lieu of, reliability, unduly, apply, attendance. Make studying English a habit. For some people, it might be hard to find the time. So make it a routine and try to set aside at least 30 minutes a day to look through your study materials. Check your pronunciation. Sole or decisive? Conviction. Hearsay statement. Inflexible. In favor of. Handicap.
Sole or decisive? Conviction. Hearsay statement. Inflexible. In favor of. Handicap.
Repeat after the teacher. Sole or decisive? Conviction. Hearsay statement. Inflexible. In favor of. Handicap.
Sole or decisive? Conviction. Hearsay statement. Inflexible. In favor of. Handicap.
Repeat and remember the translation. Sole or decisive?
Єдиний або вирішальний.
Conviction.
Визнання підсудного винним.
Hearsay statement.
Показання з чужих слів.
Inflexible.
Жорсткий, незмінний.
In favor of.
На користь.
Handicap.
Перешкоджати. Sole or decisive.
Єдиний або вирішальний.
Conviction.
Визнання підсудного винним.
Hearsay statement.
Показання з чужих слів.
Inflexible.
Жорсткий, незмінний.
In favor of.
На користь.
Handicap.
Перешкоджати. Give your translation of the words. Sole or decisive?
Єдиний або вирішальний.
Conviction.
Визнання підсудного винним.
Hearsay statement.
Показання з чужих слів.
Inflexible.
Жорсткий, незмінний.
In favor of.
На користь.
Handicap.
Перешкоджати. Sole or decisive.
Єдиний або вирішальний.
Conviction.
Визнання підсудного винним.
Hearsay statement.
Показання з чужих слів.
Inflexible.
Жорсткий, незмінний.
In favor of.
На користь.
Handicap.
Перешкоджати. Give your English translation of the words. Єдиний або вирішальний.
Sole or decisive.
Визнання підсудного винним.
Conviction.
Показання з чужих слів.
Hearsay statement.
Жорсткий, незмінний.
Inflexible.
На користь.
In favor of.
Перешкоджати.
Handicap. Єдиний або вирішальний.
Sole or decisive.
Визнання підсудного винним.
Conviction.
Показання з чужих слів.
Hearsay statement.
Жорсткий, незмінний.
Inflexible.
На користь.
In favor of.
Перешкоджати.
Handicap. You will have 30 seconds to recall and write the list of words you have learned.
Sole or decisive. Conviction. Hearsay statement. Inflexible. In favor of. Handicap.
How many words have you recalled? Define the words and write the definitions in a notebook. Conviction, hearsay statement, inflexible, in favor of, handicap. Here is a model for you. Inflexible, fixed and unable or unwilling to change. Read the judgment of the case of Tur Sargsyan versus Armenia. To give the example of the words listed below, write the examples in your notebook. Sole or decisive. Conviction. Hearsay statement. Inflexible. In favor of. Handicap. Fill in the gaps in the sentences using the words from the list and write the answers in your notebook. Conviction, hearsay statement, handicapped, sole or decisive, inflexible, in favor of. Categorize the highlighted words by the parts of speech. Produce as many parts of speech as possible from the given words. Here is a model for you. However, as Article 6, Paragraph 3 of the Convention should be interpreted in the context of an overall examination of the fairness of the proceedings, the sole or decisive rule should not be applied in an inflexible manner. Inflexible is a highlighted word which is an adjective. Noun, flexibility, inflexibility, inflexibleness. Adverb, flexibly, inflexibly.
According to the sole or decisive rule, if the conviction of a defendant is solely or mainly based on evidence provided by witnesses whom the accused is unable to question at any stage of the proceedings, his defense rights are unduly restricted. The highlighted word is conviction. In particular, where a hearsay statement is the sole or decisive evidence against a defendant, its admission as evidence will not automatically result in a breach of Article 6, paragraph 1. The highlighted word is hearsay statement. The court should not only review the existence of sufficient counterbalancing factors in cases where the evidence of the absent witness was the sole or the decisive basis on the applicant's conviction, but also in cases where found it unclear whether the evidence in question was sole or decisive, but nevertheless was satisfied that it carried significant weight and its admission might have handicapped the defense. The highlighted word is handicapped.
Develop your own sentences with the words from the list and write them in your notebook. Sole or decisive, conviction, hearsay statement, inflexible, in favor of, handicap. Individuals can lodge an application with the European Court of Human Rights if they believe that their rights or freedoms set forth by the Convention or its protocols have been violated. And now you will watch the video regarding the operation of the European Court of Human Rights. Be ready to discuss it. Follow the course and feel confident with legal English.
The rights and freedoms contained in the Convention are set out in general terms, and the Court has to interpret them in the context of today's society, in order to avoid the Convention becoming a document that is out of touch with contemporary issues. For instance, the Court has delivered judgments in several cases concerning discrimination against homosexuals, whether in the context of the criminalisation of homosexuality, the ban on homosexuals in the armed forces or the organisation of gay pride marches, and with regard to civil partnerships. It has also had to rule on environmental issues. In a case which led to a finding against Italy, and subsequently to the closure of a hazardous industrial plant, the court found that the authorities had not informed people living near the plant about the risks and the procedure to follow in the event of an accident, even though there had already been one explosion and numerous cases of poisoning. The court has also ruled on issues that were unimaginable when the Convention was adopted, for example in cases concerning new technology. In one case, it found that Turkey had breached the Convention by blocking access to the entire Google site's internet hosting service. The court held that restricting access to the internet in this way was a breach of freedom of expression. Some of the cases dealt with by the court relate to politically sensitive issues. One such example was the case brought by Yulia Tymoshenko, the former Prime Minister of Ukraine and leader of one of the country's main opposition parties. She was charged with abuse of power following the change of government and was placed in pre-trial detention. The court found that Ms. Tymoshenko's detention had been arbitrary and unlawful, that it had not been the subject of a proper review, and that it had been motivated by reasons other than the suspicions against her. Some cases provoke a strong reaction from members of the public. The rights set forth in the Convention apply to everyone, including individuals who have committed very serious offences. Many people find this difficult to understand. In a case against Germany, which resulted in a finding of a violation, the court ruled that it is not permissible to threaten someone with torture, even if another person's life is at stake. German police officers had threatened to torture an individual who had abducted and murdered an 11-year-old boy in order to force him to reveal the location of the victim, whom they believed to be still alive. These are just a few examples of cases. The court has found many thousands of violations.